Hello and welcome back to Exothermic Plays Games. I'm Exothermic and the date today is Sunday, July 28th, 2024. I've been doing a countdown of my favorite video games of all time through each day of the year, and coming in at number 157 is Among Us. Okay, so before I jump into this, I want to mention that the ranking for Among Us is based on, more or less, the content it had at release. I think prior to recording, the last time I played a game of Among Us was probably sometime in 2020, so if I don't talk about something, that's why. In Among Us, you play as little people running around, originally, in a spaceship. At this point, there's several maps, all with their own unique layouts and doodads, but the core principles are generally the same across the board. The game is designed to be played with a larger amount of players, probably best done with about 8 to 12 people. Typically, most people are crew members of the spaceship, or at least in the original concept, but a non-zero amount are imposters. If you're crew, your goal is to accomplish a bunch of tasks around the ship, like fixing wiring, performing file transfers, and other general ship maintenance. If you're an imposter, your goal is to kill everyone. When you make the game, pretty much everything is customizable. You can adjust player count, imposter count, speed, task quantity, task difficulty, imposter roles, which are new to me and I don't know what they do or how they work, crew member roles, and same, and on and on. You can customize so much about your game, and especially if you have a group of people in like a Discord call or something, just making super outrageous games is ludicrous amounts of fun. When playing as a member of the crew, you're really just running around from objective to objective, performing your checklist of tasks. Each task is a mini-game with pretty simple instructions, though some require multiple steps in different parts of the ship. While moving around, you might find a dead body. There's a report button, which causes a meeting where you can briefly discuss thoughts on who the imposter or imposters may be, after which you vote to eject someone from the ship. The game tells you if that person is an imposter or not, and you either win, lose, or keep playing. Outside of finding dead bodies, you can also call an emergency meeting from the cafeteria, usually if you saw something else suspicious, such as someone walking into one room and then emerging from an unconnected room. To help facilitate tracking these things, there's even stations you can stand at to observe the ship. One is a handful of camera positionings, and the other just shows how many people are in different rooms. It's incomplete information, which makes it fun to try and fill in the gaps during the meetings. On the imposter side of things, you're trying to blend in while meticulously picking the crew apart. When standing near one, you can use your kill ability, but it's got a fairly lengthy cooldown. Between kills, you can sabotage different parts of the ship, pretend to do tasks, and move about stealthily through the vents. Be careful not to be seen doing that though, because it'll be a dead giveaway, as only imposters can go into them. Probably 80% of the fun as an imposter has absolutely nothing to do with the actual game mechanics, however, and is just about the politics and deception of the rest of the players. In the chat before voting, try to throw everyone off your trail and offer up other players as possible imposters. In a multi-imposter game, you could even give up one of the other imposters to keep people off your trail. There's a lot of mind games that can go into Among Us, and it's probably its greatest strength. If you've ever played any Mafia-style board games like One Night Ultimate Werewolf or Secret Hitler, this is going to be extremely familiar to you, and you'll understand how it's a draw to the game. Back on the crew side, if you do get got by an imposter, don't worry, you're still in the game. Remember, the crew wins if they successfully complete all of their tasks. Just because you're dead doesn't mean you can't do that. Ghosts can move freely around the ship and through walls and everything, but their chat messages aren't visible to anyone else that's alive, only other ghosts. They can also keep doing their tasks. I mentioned they've added a lot more stuff to the game since I stopped playing, and who knows, Maybe I'll play more soon. Maybe something to do with the channel even. Stay tuned for more info. But for now, you can join me tomorrow as I talk about my 156th favorite game, where I walk around an empty house and cry. So much.